Hi scholars and parents, this is Ms. Palmer. I'm about to do the back page example from homework 7.5. The question asks, it references a table. It says, the table to the right shows the amount of salad a deli had on Monday morning. During the morning, the deli sold 5.1 pounds of macaroni salad, 16.27 or 16 and 27/100 pounds of pasta salad, and 14 and 91/100 pounds of potato salad. How many total pounds of salad did the deli have left Monday afternoon? Well, that's a mouthful. First thing we need to do is break down the problem in order to understand it. First thing I did was underline that the table shows the amount of salad that they had to start with. So I underlined that because it's an important piece of information. And then I wrote myself a note. This table, I put a bracket around it and said, this is what they have to start with. Then I wrote myself a note over here and said to find the total pounds they had to start with, I would add all of those amounts. Okay, that's one piece of important information. Second piece, the deli sold a bunch of salad. They sold 5 1/10, they sold 14 and 91/100, and they sold 16 and 27/100 pounds. Those are all different types of salad, but we don't actually care about that. We just care about the total amount that they sold. So I wrote that down for myself as a note. 5 1/10 pounds of macaroni, 16 and 27/100 pounds of pasta salad, and 14 and 91/100 pounds of potato salad. Then I said the total. To get the total, we're going to have to add up all of these amounts. That'll give us the total amount that they had to start with, and then the total amount that they sold. Then finally, I need to know the amount that they had left. So I need to take this total amount that they start with and this total amount that they sell and subtract. Let's put this into a visual model. It's actually going to require 3 visual models. First, I'm going to find the total amount that they have to start. I'm going to take the numbers from my table and put them into the segments of the bar model. Because a bar model, these segments, we always add them together to get the total. The next bar model, I'm going to find the total that they sold. So I'm going to take these numbers from my notes and put them into the segments of the bar model to add them up. Then finally, to find the final amount, I'm going to take the total amount that they have, which is my starting total, and I'm going to subtract the total amount that they sell, and that will give me the difference. So if I follow these step-by-step processes as I'm working, that will get me my final answer. This question mark is my final answer. Okay, then I need to start with a place value chart to do each of these steps one at a time. I draw a place value chart from the tens place, tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, all the way to the hundredths place. Because none of my numbers go any higher than the tens place, and none of my numbers go any lower than the hundredths place. I place each of the numbers from my first bar model onto my place value chart. I make sure that I line up the decimal point in the number with the decimal point on the chart. For example, 11 and 12 hundredths. 11 and 12 hundredths has 2 digits to the right of the decimal place and 2 digits to the left of the decimal place. And I do exactly the same thing here as well. Here I have 22. That's a whole number. That means that it all falls to the left of the decimal place. 22 and nothing. 22 and 0 hundredths. I fill in zeros so that the place value digits match. And then finally, 15 and 2 hundredths. I also place that on my place value chart. It fits neatly into the same digits. To get the total that they have to start with, I simply add them up. 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 here, 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8, 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. I get 48 and 14 hundredths pounds. That is the total amount of salad that the deli started with. Now, if you're like me, and you're showing your work very clearly, you may have run out of space, so I moved on to some scrap paper. The next place value chart I'm going to use to find out how much they sold in total. Again, I go for my tens, ones, tenths, and hundredths. And I put each of the numbers onto my chart. I had 5 and 1/10, I had 16 and 27 hundredths, and 14 and 91 hundredths. I made sure to line up my digits on the place value chart against the decimal point. The decimal point cannot move. So 5 and 1/10, 5 goes in the ones place, the 1 goes in the tenths place, nothing goes in the hundredths place, so I have to add a 0. Now I'm ready to add. 7 plus 1 is 8. 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 plus 9 is 12. 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4. See, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. I get 36 and 28 hundredths. That is the total amount of pounds of salad that the deli sold. Finally, I need to compare. I need to take what I started with, what I have, and I need to subtract what I sold. I draw one more place value chart. The tens, the ones, decimal point, tenths, hundredths. I put the answer to my first step over here, take that answer, 41, 48, and 14 hundredths, and I put that on top. That's the bigger number. Then I take the answer to my second step, 36 and 28 hundredths. I put that second because it's the smaller number. The digits already lined up perfectly. I did not have to add any zeros, and I subtract. I can't do 4 minus 8, so I have to regroup from the ones. This is going to become a 0. It's going to become a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. Now I can't do 0 minus 2, so I have to regroup again. 8 becomes a 7. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. I get 11 and 86 hundredths as my final answer. In a complete sentence, the deli has 11 and 86 hundredths pounds of salad left over.